Good afternoon, and welcome to Healing the Divide, produced by Methodology Books. Wanted to mention something, a very brief video observation. Remember, we said that we don't bring you news and politics for the sake of discussing the news or the politics. That's not it. Our responsibility is the bigger picture. What we mean by the bigger picture is that if you pause and breathe and listen to the things that are being said and hear some things that are not being said, there's a bigger picture moment in it that helps you a little further along the way, and I'll show you what I mean. People were asking Trump after he got beat up by a girl. I used to see that when I was younger. Individuals call themselves fighting my sister. I'm sorry. Anyway, I told the story in a post about how, two kids were friends, a boy and a girl, and the boy, the first time he fought the bully, he beat the bully. A few years later, the boy had developed some illnesses, and the bully was constantly trying to pick a fight with him, but he just wasn't well enough for it. So he ended up having to leave. So the girl goes over to him at lunchtime, to the bully's lunch table, and says, "You want to step outside?" And apparently, the boy decided finally to step outside with her. And when they got out to the yard, she walked over to his side of the yard. She didn't even meet him in the middle of the yard. She walked over to his side of the yard and said, "I'm Kamala. You can stop messing up my name," you know what I mean? And went back where she was. Now, the bigger picture moment I was talking about is people began asking Trump about a rematch, another debate. Not a rematch, another debate. And he said, why should he do another debate? When he won, he said he won, as he says, he won bigly. Now, watch carefully. And remember, see, when these people talk, they expect you to forget what you already know, what you've already seen, what your eyes have seen, and what you've already heard. He said, if a person wins, I won bigly, there's no need for me to debate again. So that's the first thing. And then we remember when he had that debate with Joe Biden, when Joe Biden was in decline, Trump spent most of that debate lying, like 162 times in 62 minutes. He just lied. But he was eager for the next one. He was ready to have another debate with Joe Biden. He was ready. It was clear to him he won that debate as far as he was concerned. Like, really felt like he trounced him. But he's ready to go again. See, this is the mentality of the punk bully. They find someone that they believe they can beat or conquer, and they keep going at that, and that's how they get their props with the other people, by constantly going after someone they already know they can beat, or they may be afraid of them, or whatever the situation may be that prevents that person from retaliating. Then he goes in against Kamala Harris, and she mops the floor with him. It's no question. Not only did she mop the floor with him, but she did it with science. He went in playing checkers and she was playing chess. She did it with science. She did it as a science, no question about it. And all the rehearsing and everything else in the world doesn't prepare you for the skill and dynamics she had to apply. He said they were eager to have another debate. He said that's because when you have a fight, like a championship fight, and one fighter is defeated, they jump up and they want to have a rematch. Now here's another one of the bigger picture moments. When people have a championship fight, that means one is already the champion and one is fighting for the title, right? The only time you've seen, as far as I can remember, rematches in a championship fight is if the person who is the champion lost and demanded a rematch, and the people were convinced they wanted to see it again. Usually when somebody's champion and they beat somebody or they knock the other person out, people aren't really interested in hearing the person say they want a rematch. If you see clear fouls or corruption in the fight or something, the people might say they should fight again, a whole big deal. But otherwise, you come for the champion and you lose, you don't get a rematch. So by him saying the loser wants a rematch, he's so twisted and backwards. He's saying the person who's eager to go again is a champion because he's not the one that's trying to go again. All the excuses that he gives now for not being eager to have a rematch with Kamala Harris, when you look and remember how eager he was to go after Joe Biden again, and because he had no respect for her and calls her dumb and says she has no intellect that he has to respect, he was ready in some respects to go at her too. Now he's reluctant about stepping in there with it again. He gets slapped around again. Anyway, so that's one of the bigger picture moments that I wanted us to consider here. That he's making statements and revealing to us his real position and his real fear by making an excuse. And then his excuse is the opposite of what he's trying to say, which also shows you there's really something wrong with him, man. There's really something wrong with him.